Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome back to another Watchdog Legions gameplay guide. Today I'm going to show you how to get the John Wick character. Kind of. He's a hitman, yeah? And you may have seen a little while ago there was a good few videos showcasing the John Wick montage, and the devs have obviously took a massive inspiration. This guy can reload while doing rolls, he's got some slick combat moves, and he's got a whole host of nice weapons. Obviously, my hitman ended up being a woman, and maybe not as John Wick as I wanted her to be, but there you go. That's just luck of the draw. Remember, they're always a bit random. I'm going to show you how to get hold of this character. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and go and check out all my other Watch Dogs content and all the rest of my gameplay goodness. Let's go. So yeah, if you missed it, as part of the previews of Watchdog Legions, they gave access to a bunch of creators and they all got a chance to play around with the John Wick character in a special area, a mission that involves you shooting up a nightclub or some sort of dark resort. But how do you actually unlock this character? Well, you're going to need to free 9 Elms. 9 Elms is the borough most southwest, right at the bottom, and it's pretty much one of the easiest to do as well, as it's quite small. There's only 3 side missions you have to complete before taking on the special operative mission for the Hitman. One of these missions is neutralise a VIP, then you've got to take a photograph of some evidence, and then you've got to sabotage. So 3 pretty easy missions, particularly if you've got a cargo drone. I ended up doing this while I was live streaming for the first parts of this section. So to neutralise a VIP, you want to get your cargo drone and you need to fly above the headquarters of the police. You need to take out one of the counter-terrorism drones. Now it's super quick and easy, this one, if you have got this drone. If not, if you can disable them types of drones, maybe you've put points into it, it may be even quicker. But what I found was a good way was to go and actually get some explosives with your drone. Considering it's meant to be a pretty hot area, going in here on foot might be a challenge, but absolutely going by air, I really wasn't bothered at all. Even one of the spotter drones didn't really pay much attention. You just got to go really high above it. You'll find him on top of the roof, on top of the police station, and it should be relatively easy to go overhead. Ignore all the other drones, they won't give you any trouble. Just make sure you don't get actually spotted by him. And then as you go over, just line up your shot perfectly, and then you simply just got to release the explosives, and voila. Whoa. First side mission complete. Now stay on your drone because we're going to be really close by for the next one, which is the sabotage. This one is right by the Thames water's edge, and if you stay on your drone you can actually get inside here and again avoid that first layer of enemies, and then go ahead, distract one guard and knock them out. You will need a spider bot, but there are some available around this area as well. But definitely I would say make sure you've got the character that has one alongside obviously the cargo drone. And it's really super easy doing this mission as well. Once you knock that guy out, you're going to get your spider bot out and send him down this little chute. Now I'm doing this fairly early on in the game, and it does strike me as a little bit worrying that the game is so easy. I mean, it's so good that you've got different ways to get inside and do these missions, but for sure I've spent a lot of time getting lucky, I guess, on finding the easiest and quickest ways to complete them. We don't want that old geezer and that dude, we want this over here, and then you simply use your spider bot to go ahead and interact with it, and there you go, sabotage complete, 9 Elms Defiance increased again. The third and final side mission involves you pretty much getting a truck, driving it to this point at the Fox packaging plant where they pretty much make all the Fox drones, and you're going to just open up the doorways above you by disabling one of the boxes here. You'll notice I use the trucks just to hop over the fence, and there's plenty of them trucks laying around, so you won't necessarily even need a cargo drone if you really don't want to be using that character at the moment. And you should have a cargo drone character, as it's definitely one of the very first early missions that you do. But step through here and there's a guy that can ring the alarm on the right hand side. Obviously take him out and you won't have to worry if you make too much noise or you get seen or spotted by any of the other guards, as they won't be calling any reinforcements now. Now turn left, go through the doors and knock this guy out, and then we're nearly at the spot where you're going to have to take advantage of your spider bot once more to get you through to the next interior room. But you can see that's where we've got to get to, and we've got to take a photograph of the whiteboard showing some of the plans. There's a bunch of different ways to get in there with your spider bot, and you're simply looking for the key to let you in or find another way to open the door. Then all you got to do is take a picture using the D-pad, and that's it. That is Defiance increased completely for 9 Elms. There's a few drones in here, and there is a tech point in these little grids below me. Again, you'll need your spider bot to go and get it. You'll then be sent to Battersea Power Plant and you've got to meet up with this character, Ellen, who's going to tell you about a deep, dark, dank secret underneath the power station.
Goons dragged 2 people off it, handcuffed and with black bags over their heads.
Now one of the easiest ways to do this is to get hold of a boat and simply just sail up inside underneath, because that will bring you on exactly the level you need. But I decided to go a different route. It's basically a shopping centre and there's only going to be 2 doorways that will get you in. You can use your spider bot to get onto the lower levels, but there is a way where you can literally just jump inside the water. Now there is a little bit of trouble here. You may get spotted by one of the ones that will call for reinforcements, so you might want to try and take him out at least with your spider bot if you can. But otherwise, if you're going guns blazing, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, and surprisingly not that many more reinforcements will come. You need to be on the left hand side of the building, or the right if you've come in from the entranceway, and that's where you'll find the key card to open up some more of the doorways. Once you've got the key card, you can go ahead, leave, and on the right hand side you find another staircase that will take you down to a lift. There are guards that do patrols either side of the water, and obviously this is the walkway underneath that water, so you will have to take them out and be careful for the drones as well. After this is where it starts to get significantly harder, and it's definitely one of the more challenging levels, finally. I'm not sure if there's any characters that come with torch lights, but if there is, they'd definitely be really super handy for this part. Otherwise, you're going to have to rely on a TV drone to light the way through some really dark areas so that you can go and free some of the hostages that are being taken underneath. It's pretty tough doing this in the dark with the drone, and there's one instance that I'm going to talk about so that you don't muck it up and have to restart the mission. But take the drone and pretty much work your way through the corridors and areas until you get to the section where you can open up the door for your actual character. You've got to download another key, but don't worry, there's no enemies in this area, so your drone will be okay. Then you just simply open the door for yourself. Now you've got to use your drone in tandem while you go across these boards with the drone lighting the way. It's literally that dark, you will not be able to make it through unless you've got the drone showing you. So you've got to stop and start every 2 seconds to hijack the drone once more, and then change direction, move around a little bit so that you don't fall down and have to restart. That's why it's one of the most challenging. It's not exactly like brain science, but it's just lots time consuming and making adjustments so you can get across. So yeah, if there's anyone that's got night vision, definitely use them, but I haven't come across any characters like that just yet. On the other side you'll find another doorway, and we've got a special puzzle. Now you should have done one of these in the early stages again, so you just got to complete the network bypass to unlock it, and you pretty much got to power it up from 2 different sides. Do the right one first, and here's the few first steps. So go all the way to the beginning, turn your drone around to where you are, and there you can see the power supply coming through. Switch that over so it hits the first breaker, and then you're going to switch this breaker on, and you're going to maintain the left hand side. Then when it gets to the middle here, you're going to actually just leave it alone. Follow this one up on the right. You can see you need to change this one over. So flip that twice. Let's now power that one. We can now unlock this second breaker now, and then we can easily go and put power to the first part of it. Simple. Now this next part requires a little bit of back and forth. So go back to the beginning once more. You should have power going to this first conduit, but you can see nothing's going on. We can't actually switch that switch, so we need to get power to it from another side. If you take a look at the floor, you need to switch this middle one here and then follow it back, or keeping sight on the left hand side here. Just follow the power so it's there, and there you go, you can unlock this next conduit. Switch them around so the power goes through, and then we just follow the trail again, keeping and unlocking all of these. It's pretty simple once you worked it out, but it did take me a good couple tries before I realised how to do it. So you keep unlocking all of them like this, follow the exact same steps I'm doing, and there you go, you've got power going to that one. Now there is a little bit back and forth. You can see we need power going up, so we can switch that over to, and then momentarily we've got the power to unlock that conduit, and then that's going to send power to the right hand side eventually. There you go, and we've now powered up the final part. But now we've got to put the power back on to switch it back off, and there you go, you've made the circuit all the way through, and it's going down to that middle one. Now we've just got to turn this one back on, and that's really simple. Just aim for the one that's on the floor, switch it round in the middle, and then that will restore power back to both lines, and there you go. The door is now available to hack, and then you can go through and open it. But it's not done yet. There's still another difficulty part. Inside, this is where you're going to find all of the cages for the people. But we need to get to the right, to the back end, and actually get the guards away from there. There's one guard in here. Now, you can't actually disable the guard with this drone, and so you are going to have to light the way up so your character can go across all of that area that we just powered up. Maybe there is a way to hide your drone through or keep going through into the room that you need to, but last time I tried it, the guard spotted me and he pretty much wouldn't leave me alone, and he kept shooting at me, and so I wasn't able to disable what I needed to, and I couldn't actually get out of it. I had to restart the mission because the area was so dark that I couldn't walk across the boards. So I would suggest you do what I'm doing, slowly but surely use your drone to light the way, just like you did in the first part, to get across to the room with all the cages and the prisoners. It's pretty long and tedious, but it's definitely the best way to make sure you don't have to restart and lose all your progress. Once you've made it, you might want to use your drone just to shed a bit of light on that little corridor, and you'll be able to take out the guard, no problem. You won't be able to call for reinforcements as there's nothing else here, and then all you've got to do is simply pick up and hack your way through to open up the cages. There you go, 9 Elms restored. You've got rid of the Albion presence, and now you can unlock that Hitman character. You obviously, just as always, unlock all of the tech points in the area as well, so it's definitely beneficial if you want to get some more. And there's quite a few here. As I said, it's a fairly easy spot, although there are some big complexes with a lot of enemies. Quick word with Ellen again, and then you can transfer and swap over to your new Hitman.
Hope you're ready to teach the powers that be a lesson. Welcome to DedSec. Fuck yeah, ready to help make a difference.
Almost like these two were exactly the same voice actor. I honestly was expecting something a bit more like maybe Agent 47, but instead you've got the ability now to pretty much take on enemies even with your gun drawn. You can pretty much knock them out as long as you get close. The combat role, which will auto reload your weapons, do a lot more damage against all Albion personnel. You've also got the 72 Eagle, Desert Eagle, and you've got that big massive assault rifle too. Yeah, maybe not the John Wick I really imagined in my head, but it's the closest thing I'm going to get. If I come across any more characters that have similar skill sets, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, for now, that is how you unlock the John Wick Hitman character. Check out all my other Watchdog Legion guides, and I'll be back for more of these showing you how to get all the best operators. Until next time, ratbags, laters.